Hi guys, welcome to another video and welcome to the last painting video of this year. And today we celebrate in style with the Great Angel. So if you are watching this channel for a while, you know that basically for the last 6 months I've been working on my Blood Angels army and enjoying the 10th edition with this army. And even though I am far away from actually having them done and painted, I've been building and kitbashing like crazy to get the units I want on the table. I still have some things to get done, for example my dev company with chaplains, but that will be probably first thing in the new year. And then the last thing that remains from the units I want is the Sanguinary Guard. But seeing them nowhere near the playable category, I can put a pause on them for some more useful stuff. But the one model I wanted, and I can't wait to put him on the table, is the Sanguinor. Now, let's put it out there. I was never buying the old mini. It is a good sculpt, but not in a comparison to my relatively new, mostly Primaris force. So I decided to kitbash my own thing. I browsed the internet for a while to get some good ideas or proxies I could print, and there were a lot of pretty good ideas. But then in my local gaming store, Discord, someone put out an want to sell post with the Indrasta model from AOS. And this is basically the perfect model for this job. So in this video I'm going to show you the process of basically remaking her into a shape of a pretty convincing and playable Sanguinor. First of all, I did the basic planning and the general cleanup of the model. So I removed her from the scenic base and cleared all the remaining points where she touched the stairs she's standing on, including the cape. I also tried to remove most of the Sigmar symbols on her armor and then I just decapitated her. For a head, I used the Blood Angel's bear head from the Deathwatch Kill Team Cassius, I believe the Antor de Lacio model, and used this as a golden sanguine mask, which is his face. The scale is pretty similar, so it is a great fit, and once painted in gold it looks quite nice. The next phase was the weapons. Now the sword looks actually good, as in the original model, but the spear, although reminiscing the Great Angel, is not part of the model. So I decided to give him the chalice, again to stay true to the original model. Now I went through my bit 100 times maybe and basically found nothing. So I went heretical and used the Nurgle bell from the new beautiful model I also did on this channel. Hopefully this will not call upon the grandfather Nurgle, but who read the last Siege of Terra books, he knows there are some shady stuff with these two. But I cleaned it as much as I could and used the bell as the chalice, and I actually tried and sculpted a little holder on the bottom of the hand. Now the last thing in the building phase is the back of the model. The wings are very pretty and I left them like this, but the space above his head and on the back was really empty. So I found this Blood Angel jump pack with the halo online, link is in the description, and used it as his backpack, or whatever they are called. And it also created the halo above his head from the main angle. Now I could not find a way to actually fit it on his back, so ultimately I used a milliput to fill the space and carved this little plug between his wings to hold the jump pack. And actually that was it from the building point of view. And it was quite easy, quick and cheap work, and I believe everyone could do this. With the build being done, it is time to move on to the next phase. So now it is time to paint the angel. I wanted a very simple paint scheme and something that would fit quite nicely with the rest of my army, but also was visibly different. Now, it is pretty much like this with every HQ you have, but if the hero has wings like this on his back, the job is actually much easier. The model itself is not that eye-catching, but the wings. Those wings. They should be something you can see across the table, and you should want to come closer and take a look. So I started black, with very heavy value sketch with white ink. This was just to set the very heavy mainline source, especially on the wings, because the armor will be true metallics, so it will shine by itself. To set the scene and to follow very similar paint job I did with my Dante a while back, I very heavily shaded the model with the Molotov purple ink. Again, the work on this armor, again, very simple. But on the wings, I wanted to create very intensive contrast between the main light and the purple shadow. I also tried some simple cast shadows behind the chalice, which did not end up very convincing, but nice try. To intensify the contrast, I went in by the same main light source with the yellow scale 75 ink. Now that the main sketch is done, it is time for the main colors. So I based the armor with Brassy Brass by Vallejo, covering the model in quite flat way. I could afford this because metallics are naturally not fully opaque, so the value sketch will still be visible after these coats. Now, just to get the messy part out of the way, I moved to the wings again, but now with the dry brush. First, I used the Squid Pink by Vallejo on the mostly purple parts. Then I used 50-50 mix of the same color with the Vanilla White from the Scale Color Artist lineup on the transitioning part of the wings. And then I finished with the pure Vanilla White for the yellow parts. It is not very visible there, but it gives quite a nice highlight for these parts. This created actually a very nice definition on the wings, but also muted them a little bit, so the sketch colors are not so aggressive now. Now back to the armor. I used brown express paint to shade the armor, focusing on the recesses and pulling the paint from the flat surfaces on the main view. I also went in very quickly with the red for the seals and shoulder pads. And then I used the same color for the little details and to base the eyes. Now, I did not plan to introduce any new color for the armor, but after a quick look I realized I needed to break the monotone gold finish with something else. So I mixed Vallejo chainmail silver with a drop of turquoise express paint and used this bluish metallic color for the chainmail, but also for the sword. I shaded it quickly with the Black Lotus wash, that meaning the chainmail, but also the sword on the face not in the main light source, and highlighted it with pure silver, as I did with the rest of the armor, and pure white for the sword. Now to finish the wings, I used the same vanilla white, thinned down to create the individual feathers of the wings. I was dreading this step actually, thinking it would take me ages, but actually it was really fast, and the lines with the dry brush and the value sketch just clicked together and looked quite nice and convincing. I finished the model with some freehand Blood Angel symbol on the shoulder plate. And I did a quick base in the same way I have the rest of the army. And the Sanguinor is ready for some action. And here are the final results. This was a super fun project and the last project of this year. It has been a wild ride, and I thank you all for watching. If you like this video, let me know by smashing that like button and subscribe to support the channel. We can still make the 500 subs by the end of the year. But for now, stay safe and I will see you very soon. Bye.